Hello, in this lecture we'll talk about bubble sort. We will take the same example that we have used in the case of selection sort. We have an array of 6 elements. This array has indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and elements 2, 7, 4, 1, 5, and 3. In bubble sort, we will be scanning the array from left to right multiple times. Each scan of the array is called a pass on the array. So while passing through the array, when we are at a particular position in bubble sort, we compare the element with its adjacent element. If the element at the current position is greater than that of the next position, we will be swapping those two elements. So for example, in the case of in the first case, that is we are at let's say we are at the position 0. The element at position 0 is 2 and the element at position 1 is 7. So if the element at current position is 2, element at the next position is 7, so there is no swap. In the next case, that is if we are at position 1, then current element is 7 and the next element is 4. In that case, there will be a swap between 7 and 4. So the first step in the first pass, the first step is compare 0th element with the first element. In this case, 2 is not greater than 7, so there is no swapping happens. So this will be the content of the array after the first step in the first pass. In the next step, compare the first element with the second element. So we are at the position 1. So our current position is element is 7 and the next position element is 4. In this case, 7 is greater than 4, so 4 and 7 are swapped. So it will happen like this. After the second step in the first pass, the elements 7 and 4 will be swapped. So the array will be having values like this: 2, 4, 7, 1, 5, 3. In the next step, compare second element with third element. In this case, 7 is greater than 1. So again, swap happens. So this will be the contents of the array after that step. In the next step, we have elements and the element in the current position is 7 and next position is 5. So 7 is greater than 5. So 5 and 7 are swapped. So this will be the content of the array after that step. In the next step, we have 7 and 3. Here also the elements are swapped. So this will be the array after that step. There is no next element after index 5. So we are done at this pass. So it is the end of first pass. At the end of each pass, you can see that you will get the largest element of the array in its appropriate position. So in this entire array, 7 was the largest element and that largest element was sent to the last position. So the largest element has bubbled up to the rightmost position in the array. So this is the case. The initial array was 2, 7, 4, 1, 5, 3. After the first pass, the contents of the array is 2, 4, 1, 5, 3, and 7. We'll just look at the algorithm pseudocode for one pass. So for I equal to 0, I less than n minus 1, I plus plus. If a of I is greater than a of I plus 1, that is the current position is I plus 1 is the next position. If the current position element is greater than the next position element, then the elements will be swapped. Swap a of I and a of I plus 1. So in the algorithm pseudocode, you can see that you compare one element with the next element, ith element with the I plus 1th element, and if the ith element is greater than the I plus 1th element, then the elements will be swapped. In the second pass, once again we do the same process. 2 and 4 will be compared, there is no swap. 4 and 1 will be compared, there is swap. 4 and 5 will be compared, there is no swap. 5 and 3 will be compared, then there is swap. 5 and 7 will be compared, there is no swap. So after second pass, the elements in the array is 2, 1, 4, 3, 5, and 7. You can see that the second largest element is at the at its appropriate position now. And after the third pass, if you do the same thing in the third pass, you will get it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So the third largest element will come to its appropriate position. Now you can see that in the fourth pass, fifth pass, and all, there will not be any change. So once you do the entire set of passes through the array, then the array will be sorted. So the entire sorted array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So this is the full total algorithm for bubble sort. This index k is used for each pass. For k is equal to 0, we'll be doing the first pass. And this statements we have already discussed. This is uh, for comparing each element with the next element. And if this condition happens, then there will be swap. So for k is equal to 1, it is the next pass. For k is equal to 2, it will be the next pass, and so on. So this is what bubble sort is. At each pass, you will get the largest element at that pass to its appropriate position. Now let's look at the analysis of this sorting algorithm. The time complexity of the algorithm is order of n square. It's a slow sorting algorithm like selection sort. Here you can see that you have a for loop which is running through 0 to n, and we have another for loop which is inside that for loop, which is also running through 0 to n minus 1 times. So n into n, it will be taking order of n square time. So it's a very slow sorting algorithm compared to many other sorting algorithms like merge sort, uh, quick sort, and all. You can actually do some improvements to the sorting algorithm. That is the second inner loop need not be run up to n minus 1 number of times all the time, because the last part is already sorted. For example, if you have already done one pass, then there is no need to go up to n minus 1. You can go up to you can change this to n minus 2 times. In the third pass, you can make it n minus 3, and so on. Still, you can see that the time complexity of the algorithm in the worst case and in the average case is order of n square. You can also keep a flag variable for checking whether whether the list is already sorted or not. For example, in this case, after the third pass itself, the entire array is sorted. So in the fourth pass, if you run this code, then if you keep a flag variable here, and if any swap happens, then if you say that if you keep that if you change that flag variable to something else, for example, you keep it as flag equal to 0 here, and if a swap happens, you change it to flag is equal to 1, and at the end of this you can check whether the flag is has changed or not. So if at all any swap happens, then the array is not already sorted, otherwise the array is already sorted. So you can say that after in the fourth pass itself, you will get it as, if you keep it as flag equal to 0 here, at the end of this loop also you will see that the flag is 0. So if the flag is 0 after the inner loop, then you can say that the array is already sorted. In that case, you can exit from the entire loops. So by using that also, you can have some improvement, but it will not be improving your time complexity in the worst case or average case. In the best case, it will be order of n only instead of order of n square. As we have seen, bubble sort is an in-place sorting algorithm. So the space complexity is a constant, and bubble sort is a stable sorting algorithm. Unlike selection sort, bubble sort is a stable sorting algorithm. So if we have more than one key values which is having the same value, equal key values, the first element that is having that key value will, that is appeared first in the list will be appearing first in the sorted list also. That is what the definition of, that is what is mean by the stable sorting algorithm. Bubble sort is an internal sort algorithm, and it is a non-recursive sorting algorithm. So that's all about a bubble sort algorithm. Once again, bubble sort algorithm, in the bubble sort, we pass through the entire array multiple times. In each pass, what we do is we will find out the largest element at that pass. For example, in the first pass, we'll find out the largest element, and in the second pass we'll find out the second largest element, and we'll be pushing that largest element to the rightmost side, or we call it, we will be bubbling up the largest element towards the end of the list. So once we do n number of passes through the array, that is from k equal to 0 to k less than n, so we'll be passing through the entire array n number of times, and once we do that, we will get the array sorted. And this algorithm is a slow sorting algorithm because it takes order of n square time. Thank you.